device that I will be demonstrating is the walker. But for now, because there is no walker, let's just say that this is the walker I will be using, the DIY walker. So, the walker is a walker provides more support than crutches or cane for the patient who has poor balance and cannot use crutches. It gives stability but does not permit a natural reciprocal walking pattern. For the assessment first is to assess the client if the client has partial strength in both hands and wrist, strong elbow extensions, and strong shoulder depressions. Next is to assess if the client has ability to bear at the least partial weight or on both legs. And then we proceed for the preparation. First is to review the medical record and nursing plan of care for condition that may influence the client's ability to move and ambulate, and for specific instructions for ambulation such as distance. Assess for tubes, IV lines, incisions, or equipment that may alter the procedure for ambulation. Assess the client's knowledge and previous experience regarding the use of walker. Identify if there is any movement limitation. Then next is to perform the proper hand hygiene. Then introduce yourself to the client. Then verify the client's identity using the two identifiers. Next is to explain the procedure. Tell the client to report any feelings of dizziness, weakness, or shortness of breath while walking. Decide how far to walk. Next is place the bed in the lowest position if the client is in bed. Next is to encourage the client to make use of stand assist aid, either freestanding or attached to the side of the bed. If available, to move to the side of the bed. Assist the client to the side of the bed if necessary. Have the client sit on the side of the bed. Assess for dizziness or lightheadedness. Then have the client stay seated until he or she feels secure. Then assist the client to put on footwear and a robe if desired. Then wrap the gait belt around the client's waist based on assessed need and facility policy. Then adjust the height of the client's walker so that the hand bar is just below the client's waist and the client's elbow is slightly flexed. Then place the walker directly in front of the client. Ask the client to push him or herself off the bed or chair. Make use of the stand assist device or assist the client to stand. Once the client is standing, have him or her hold the walker's hand grips firmly and equally stand slightly behind the patient on one side. So, let's assume that this is, as I've said before, this is the walker that I will be using. Then I will be the client. That's how you stand using the walker. Again, hold firm, then stand using the help of the walker. Maximum support is required. Move the walker ahead about 15 cm or 6 inches while your body weight is borne by both legs. Then move the right foot up the walker while your body weight is borne by the left leg and both arms. Next, move the left foot up to the right foot while your body weight is borne by the right leg and both arms. Assume that this is my weaker leg. And this is the walker. Move the walker and the weak leg. To be followed with your stronger leg. Weak leg. That. This is the weak leg and this is the stronger leg. This is the walker. Followed with the stronger. Weak leg, followed with the stronger. Weak leg, followed with the stronger. That is if the leg is weaker than the other. That what I do before is I move the walker and the weak leg ahead together about 6 inches while my weight is borne by the stronger leg. Then move the stronger leg ahead while my weight is borne by the affected leg by both arms. Then remove the gate belts. Then clean transfer aids per facility policy if not indicated for single client use. Then perform proper hand hygiene. Then that's it. Thank you.